Sure.
What up, everyone? We back. West recap and reactions for round one NBA playoffs. The West was interesting. It actually still is interesting as we record this on a Saturday afternoon. The Mavericks and Clippers just pushed to a game 7, so we won't have our recap or reaction for that series. We'll instead talk about that in our prediction episode, which will be coming up right after this, where we predict the second round of the NBA playoffs. We'll first predict that game 7 matchup and then get into that. So for this segment, we're just going to be talking about the 3 series that are done in the West, giving our recap and reactions. Young Bull, we're gonna start off with you. Start off with the 1-8 matchup: Grizzlies versus Jazz. Jazz take it in 5. How do you feel about that series?
Exactly as I predicted. Memphis came in. They had the energy, the more firepower. They were coming off that Warriors win. No Donovan Mitchell game 1. I predicted they were going to win the first game, lose 4 straight. Exactly what happened. For that exact reason, they had all the energy to start, but I knew eventually it was going to die out. Jazz are the better team. Jazz been the better team, and they showed that. They got the better player, Donovan Mitchell, and simple as that.
Yeah. Um, Jazz did what they supposed to do as a 1 seed to an 8 seed, like I was talking about in the East episode. They did what a 1 seed supposed to do to an 8 seed. Shout out to the Grizzlies. They had a very good run.
Yep.
That game against the Warriors was awesome. That game 1 was awesome. John Moran is putting the league on notice that he's coming. He's coming to be one of those top point guards. He's coming to be one of those guys. He's not afraid of the moment. And he got some young guys on the Jazz around him, and they made a little statement to the league like, we're not there yet, but we coming. So don't sleep on us. But the Jazz did what they were supposed to do. Rudy Gobert is a good proponent to have when you have a John Morant that likes to attack the rim. I get on Rudy a lot about his defense because I think he's a one-dimensional defender, but in that one dimension, he's elite.
Yeah.
When he's gonna guard the rim, he guards it at an elite level. And when John Moran is a guy that wants to attack it, and that's his strongest suit,
Yep.
um, yeah, Rudy Gobert is gonna help you out. He did his job. And you know what? The one game that they got is the one game that Donovan Mitchell didn't play in. Um,
Exactly.
Came back and he took over the series,
And it
and they
was
were dominant.
and it wasn't a blowout. It
Yeah,
was
it wasn't a
still a
blowout.
close game.
Nope. Jordan Clarkson, did what he's been doing all season. Ingles did what he's been doing all season. They just look like a well put together team. They reminded me kind of a Spurs like team right now. Like, it's nothing jumping off the screen in excitement, but they're playing the game the way they're supposed to play it. They're playing to their strengths, and they're just chugging along. They're gonna be a hard team to beat. They're well coached, and they got home court advantage. So shout out to the Jazz. They held it down.
Yeah, mark my words. This year is the year Michael Jeffrey Jordan Clarkson gets his fucking respect. Let's
Michael
go.
Jeffrey, Jordan Clarkson. I like that. And look, if they
Say,
get to that big stage, he gonna have the spotlight to do it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Uh,
rooting. I'm rooting for the Jazz now. That's it.
That's your boy.
Pulling
I
out the
know
Clarkson jersey
you're
and
a baby
riding with it.
Laker fan, so anytime it's a baby Laker on the
Yes,
team,
sir.
I'm on the low.
Yes, sir.
um, we gonna jump into the next one. Not yours, not yours. We're gonna save yours for last. We're gonna save yours
Oh,
for
I
last.
know, I know. The
We're gonna
Blazers
jump
one makes me.
into that
Nuggets series makes me sad.
Portland Nuggets series.
Yeah,
Another one we
hurts
both
the
got
heart.
wrong. We both had Portland. I really wanted it for Dame this year. I'm gonna start it off. Uh, Hats off to the Nuggets. Michael Porter Jr. Shouts out to him, elevating his game, stepping up to be that main type scorer that they need without Jamal Murray. Um, Showing that he has all the talent. It was all about injuries that was slowing him up, and
Yep.
now that he's getting clear of those injuries, he's showing talent was never the issue. I was just hurt, but I'm here. I'm healthy. I could carry this load scoring wise, and you know Aaron Gordon, Jokic, leading the way in other realms, allowing MPJ just to focus on that offensive game. It's just working well for them. So shouts out to them. They played a great series. I just really thought this was it for Dame. I felt like it was the year for Dame. And when you look at his performances, it should have, man. It should have been. Dame, wow, bro. Just what like how do you play that well in a series and lose? Like Dame had one of the best first rounds in the entire playoffs. Like the man was out of his mind. Like that game that they lost to overtime, bro, wasn't missing, bro. Like he was like it was insane. Like it was insane to watch, bro. And it's just like it's just another one of those situations where the organization has not done enough. It's not that the Blazers are a bad team, but you haven't done enough. And Dame has been willing y'all to he kept dragging y'all into these situations. Hey, he it's just too much. Like it's just too much. But you can't do nothing but take your hats off to Dame. Like you can't do nothing but walk away from this feeling good about Dame, even though they lost the series. Like I still feel good about Dame the player. But I'm gonna let you get into yours, your reaction to the series, and then we're gonna have a little more Dame talk before we move on.
Last episode or in predictions, I said this is finally the year that I can pick Portland advancing.
Yep.
That did not age well. Now, as we're recording this today, Terry Stotts and the Portland Trailblazers have mutually agreed to part ways this morning or last night. And how I feel about that is, I think Terry Stotts actually one of the like better coaches in the league.
He's gonna get a job quickly.
Yes, I want him to come to my squad, but
that would be a good hire. Frank Vogel got to go, but that's
yeah.
Go ahead.
But yeah, this is about. I mean, 4 of the last 5 years they got bounced in the first round, and they've been a better squad than that. I just feel like now this is the year we sit back and actually look at the Blazers like, all right, guys, this is it. Like, it's the Bradley Beal effect. This might be Damian Lillard's last year here. They're either going to rebuild their squad or they got to bring in another star. That's about it. I mean, at this point, you got Damian Lillard's in his prime, top of the league. How much more years does he have left of that? You got to take advantage of this. Yeah, how many overtime games they had, bro? This man's hitting fadeaway, half-court shots contested. Like, I was like, what? And I mean, as much as we're hating on the Blazers, it is a lot of props to Mike Malone and the Nuggets because he does a great job coaching that team. And they got mad depth, hella depth, so much depth that even without Jamal Murray, they could still win a fucking series. Like, so hats off to the Nuggets, but yeah, the Blazers got to start looking in the mirror right now. They're about to lose their best player.
Word. Listen, the Nuggets, they're a well-coached team. They deserve their respect. I feel like the Blazers had to move on from Terry Stotts. You just got to do something different.
Yeah, you have to.
They had 4 good runs, and when you have 4 good runs like this, you always fall short. Somebody's going to take the fall. Yeah. Portland they're not going to let Dame take the fall, so somebody has to take the fall. It's going to be Terry Stotts, and that's why they gave him the respect of saying mutually parted ways, not fired or forced to step down. Like, I think Terry Stotts knew, like, you know, it is what it is. Like,
that's why I fuck with him. He has no problem stepping in and taking all the blame. He don't care. Yeah. He's a fucking real ass man.
Like, when you coaching a player like Dame, he knows, like, listen, like, they got to do something for Dame. Like, at this point, it's all about Dame. If I was them, I would do the same thing. Like I get it. But I don't know if you heard, but Dame said on an interview today that J Kidd, he wants J Kidd. That's who he wants for the job. And I think that, hey, Portland just made it easy for you. Yep, he's J Kidd, you know.
Does that mean he wants Jason Kidd in Portland, or does that mean Damian wants to go to LA?
And that's the thing. That's why I said we want to get into some Dame talk, because here's how I feel about Dame and Bradley Beal. I could see either one of them going to a big market, don't get me wrong, but the type of player they are, like, it's not, I didn't mean to say big market, already established team, like a team in a big market is already good, like the Lakers, you feel me? But I could also see them being more like, I'm going to leave, but I'm going to leave and go to a team that is still like on that cusp, like the Knicks, or you feel me? Like I could see Dame going to a team like the Knicks, or like not to my home, but like a team like the Heat, where it's like a team that's good, but they don't. It's not like I'm joining a super squad. Like I'm still gonna have to go there and really we're gonna have to earn it still, in a sense. Like and there's other teams like that around the league. Like you could even say like the Celtics right now. They're not a front running team. Like one of them could join a team like the Celtics, and it'll still feel like you earning it. I'm not jumping in with Kawhi and Paul George or Bron and AD, or you feel me? I'm not jumping Giannis and Drew. I'm not jumping to a super team. I'm jumping onto a team that has pieces, and we're gonna grow together.
Yeah.
But,
Well, the thing about both of those players is they refuse to be a second option. Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard, they're going to a team where they're going to be the number one option.
And that's why I said teams like the Heat and the Knicks, because they would be on those teams.
I've for like 5 years, I've been saying how bad I wanted Bradley Beal in the Lakers. Every time it talks of him going to free agency, he's like a perfect. I've been saying he's the perfect fit for us all around. Like he's the exact player we need. And I've been dying for Bradley Beal. And like, if we get Bradley Beal or Damian Lillard,
they're winning the chip that year.
That's it. I'm winning. I'm taking the jersey.
Well,
I've been preaching this. If Bradley Beal comes to us,
but I'm a realist. It would be a chip that year. It would be an automatic chip. Like, I mean,
I'm praying, bro. I've been hoping.
I'm honestly more worried about the Steph Curry talk than I am about Damian Beal. I'm more worried about that, honestly.
Steph's going nowhere.
Yeah, once Clay comes back, I think all that noise will quiet down. That's not going nowhere this season. But yeah, I can see that happening. Like I can see Steph joining teams with LeBron more than I would see Beal or Lillard doing it just off of mentality and lifestyle.
As an NBA fan, I need to see Steph Curry retire as a Warrior. It's just right.
Yeah, though he should. He should never.
As a Laker fan, bring him on. Bring him. It's fine. Like, of course.
Obviously.
I'd rather take Damian Lillard and Bradley Beal just because they're. Oh no! I'd rather take Damian Lillard, not Bradley Beal, just because he's slightly younger.
Yeah, and Damian,
but
dude, like.
Oh yeah, no, he's.
We having all this Laker talk, so let's get into it. Let's get into the final series discussion we have for this West recap. Suns, Lakers. The Suns pull it out in 6. Once again, we were both wrong. We both had the Lakers. I'm going to start this off because I know you got a lot to say. Listen, I said it when we made the predictions. I would be happy if the Suns won. I would like to see the Suns win. The Lakers beat us last year in the championship, and I just don't like I'm not a big Bron hype fan. Like I'm not on the Bron hype train, and the more he wins, the more hype the hype train is, the louder it gets. I don't like hearing it. So when he's out of it, I'm cool with it. So I'm cool with the Suns winning. I got love for CP3. I feel like if CP3 was to get a ring, I'd be happy for him. I watched Devin Booker elevate his game and announce himself as an elite player. Like he maybe not game in and game out, but he has showed I can be elite in elite moments. And that's big. Like, you know, when you step up in those moments and you play that way, that's big. It's going to be big for your confidence moving forward. It's going to be big for other teams' mentalities when they see you. They have that image of you now. So it just, the way that the league views you, the confidence that you have walking into games now, is just going to be different. I think we're going to see Devin Booker keep evolving now. And listen, the Suns deserve respect. They went down 2-1. They didn't get scared. They didn't back down. Chris Paul was banged up. They didn't let the excuses get in the way. They didn't let the fact that they had LeBron James staring them down on the other side get in the way. They stuck to their guns. They battled back, and they won a series as the 2 seed. And the 2 seed should beat a 7 seed. It's just that we look at the Lakers as the Lakers, who are the defending champions, and they have LeBron and AD, and they were just expected to be the better team. Injuries hit the Lakers. AD, Mr. Glass showed up. You know, he has those Mr. Glass stints in his career where he just gets hurt. And it showed up at a bad time. LeBron let you know all of the back end of the season like he does. I'm not 100%. I'll never be 100% in my career. I'm hurt. So we know LeBron wasn't 100%. So they're going to ride that. The whole thing with Schroeder, I don't know what happened there, but it just seemed like Schroeder and the chemistry there wasn't there. Seems like Schroeder's ready to go. The Drummond signing was a bad fit. It was just a snowball effect on the Lakers, pound after pound. And then, like we discussed at the end of the episode, them being the champions, playing that late into the bubble, all that, fatigue still being on them, their older team, it just piled up on them. And the Suns are a good team. They're just a good team. You're gonna have to play really well to beat them. And the Lakers, just this year's version of them, didn't have that gear to go there. And the Suns proved to be the better team, and they won.
Yeah.
I'll give you the floor and let you give your reaction.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start. Shit.
Start with the Suns, and then you'll flow into.
All right. Yeah. Well, first off, Suns, great team. Yes. And here's the thing, though. I sounded like I wasn't giving them a lot of respect, only because they played great. They obviously were the better team. They deserved to win the series. But here's why I'm upset. I feel like it was kind of almost gifted to them with all the injuries we've had, because we were up 2-1. If Anthony Davis never gets injured, we were up by 14 points and Anthony Davis gets injured, or like 13 or 11 or something like that. Either way, it's double digits. Mm-hmm. Anthony Davis gets hurt. All of a sudden, they have the lead by like 10. And they didn't look back. They took that lead, blew it up, tied the series. It was over at that point. If we won that game, go up 3-1, we're taking that series home. I'm thinking we're not even having this conversation we're having right now. So, I mean, obviously,
that's a mentality thing, because the Suns didn't collapse when CP3 went down, and the Lakers kind of did when AD did.
But AD is their best player is the thing. LeBron already proved that he cannot carry this team without Anthony Davis with these pieces that they have. Anthony Davis can carry without Bron, though. But yeah, and also another thing I want to put on video to make it official. I have officially given up on Kyle Kuzma. I have defended him year after year and have refused to give him slander, just because I know when he leaves the Lakers, he will go to another team and probably succeed. And I'll be like, oh, I told you he wasn't as bad as you guys thought. But his basketball IQ is not there. His decision-making is not there. He's just, LeBron is not teaching him the ways. So, I mean, officially given up on him. Schroeder, I'm not on the Schroeder slander wagon, because he was good for us all year, and he had CP3 and Booker to deal with. I mean, that right there is that's a lot to handle. But 0 points in an elimination game, very unacceptable. Very, very unacceptable. Yeah. But back to Anthony Davis, what I was saying. You called him Mr. Glass. Yes, he's Mr. Glass, but there is still one player that is a lot softer than Anthony Davis, and that's LeBron James. He's the softest player in that series, and he showed it. He has no drive right now to get that 5th ring. He got his ring in the bubble, and I think right now he mentally retired. After that bubble series, he just mentally retired. He's already thinking about his post-retirement life and everything. He just completely given up on us. He literally will. The last game, he had this one play where he like threw his hands in the air, got mad, and then the team runs down on fast break, and it's a 5v4 because LeBron got tight and wanted to throw a fit and just walk down the court. Like, bro, you're a leader of your team.
On the other half of the court.
If you're not fighting, who else is? If LeBron James is not fighting, the rest of the team ain't fighting. You can't be out there. And even if you're getting blown out, you got to show them that, nah, I'm giving my 100% no matter what, till that thing is 0-0. Kobe Bryant would never. Michael Jordan would never, bro. And what? Oh, my God, bro. What got me tight? After the game, in the press conference, I forget what the question was. Oh yeah, no, they asked him if he'll play in the Olympics this summer, right?
Mhm.
His response is, I'll be playing for the Toon Squad this summer," and he's smiling and talking about his fucking. He's more worried. He's more worried about a fake game than the NBA playoffs, bro. He's smiling. Find me one clip of Kobe or Michael Jordan smiling after a playoff loss, let alone a first round
Yeah,
bounce after being in the play. No, you're smiling, bro. Like he can't, bro.
I'll add two things,
Not.
and I'll let you continue. I'll add two things to
Go
that.
ahead. Go ahead.
One thing I've never liked about Bron, even when he was on my squad, Bron is a blamer instead of a
Yes.
he doesn't shoulder the load. He's a blamer. On my team, it was Mario Chalmers. It was Mario Chalmers most of the time, and then sometimes it would be like Chris Bosh or like Birdman. He knew not to do that to D Wade or Udonis, but he's always a blamer. It's always somebody else, and that's why he passes the ball a lot at the end of games because it allows him to continue his blamer instead of shouldering the load.
Yeah.
LeBron, unlike Jordan and Kobe, who take it personally when they lose, like they take it internally, like it don't matter about nobody else. I'm the best player ever. We should have won because I was on the court. And then they'll come out the next game and be like, nah, I'll score 80 if I have to. We winning type shit. LeBron, he doesn't have the type of mentality. He has that I'm putting you in the positions to be good, so be good. And if you don't, then I'm gonna yell at you. Like, no, nigga, best player on the court. You're supposed to be doing that. So I don't like that about Bron. And the one thing I would say about mentally retiring, I think it's weird that Channing Frye today got interviewed and he said, Channing Frye, who was a known LeBron James coattail rider to be nice. Yeah. You feel me? He won that chip with LeBron in Cleveland. He's always sucking LeBron. He said today on air, he thinks LeBron should retire. He was like, I always said when LeBron averages less than 25, and he's been averaging less than 25 for a while now, he should retire. He was like, I don't see the same fire in him I saw when we were playing, and I just think, he should go out on top.
He went to LA so him and his family can live there and he can retire and do his acting and be an actor and live in Hollywood because he's so great at flopping and acting his whole career anyways, so he might as well be an actor. He needs a scapegoat. The Lakers right now, he doesn't have a scapegoat no more. That's the problem. Every team,
I kind of feel like Kuzma fell out because Kuzma just kind of gets bullied as a little kid. Like
it's bullied, but he's not good enough to be the scapegoat. Like Chris Bosh kind of was. Chris Bosh and Mario Chalmers got some of it in the Heat. Cleveland, it was all Kevin Love and Tyronn Lue. They got all of it. Mm-hmm. He always has to put it on someone else. He can never put the blame on himself. If they lost, you guys failed me. I didn't fail you. And how can you call somebody like that the GOAT? I don't understand it. It's like this GOAT talk is it's not relevant, bro. When Bron's not in that conversation because his mentality is nowhere near that. Like you can't be against your team like that. Like you're on our team, but you're against us. It makes no sense. Like I need my star player to be here.
When he walked out that game with like 3-4 minutes on the clock, I was like, damn, bro.
Oh yeah, last year.
He just went to the locker room. And the game
see, that's another example.
I was like, yo, bro, you can't do that, bro. You gotta sit there with the team and take that L, bro.
Yeah. And then he doesn't even shake hands with the Suns after. Chris Paul's his boy.
But then want to be on Instagram with Devin.
Yeah, with Devin Booker, I know.
Like, that's the stuff I can't get. That's why, like, I always have
need him off my team
and appreciation for Bron for what he did in Miami and for the player he is. But one thing we'll always agree on: we'll never say, neither one of us ever say Bron is the GOAT, and neither one of us will ever give him more than the level of respect he has to be given just based on what he's accomplished. Like.
I can't. I feel like everything I've always said about him my whole life, like it has been biased and just because I despise him. But then once he comes to my team and I'm watching him play every game, I'm like, shit, everything I've been saying about him was true. Like, fuck, it really was true. Like
and see, my thing with Bron is like, it's just like you saying, like he's so much focused on life outside of basketball, which is fine. Like, that's fine to live that way, but it's hard for me to call you the GOAT of basketball when I see, like, even your career, I see you developing your career like a movie. I feel like you've been
Yeah,
producing
he's trying to telegraph it.
your entire career instead of, like, really being in the game. Like, I'm just here to, like, be dominant. I mean, he was dominant. I'm not saying he wasn't. I just feel like it's been like that for him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what I was going to say is what Kawhi Leonard did tonight, or last night, where facing elimination, 45 points, went off.
Yeah.
Exactly what I need LeBron to do. When we are in a situation where I need not 45 points necessarily, because he probably is not capable of doing that every night anymore. But I need him to be when the series is on the line, I need him to come out and get at least probably a triple double and be like himself, not going up there and chucking threes. All he does is chuck threes now, bro. That's all he does. He just chucks threes. That's it. He had like fucking 10 3-point attempts. Like, no. And the Lakers are one of the worst shooting 3-point teams in the league. So why do they even shoot so many threes? I don't understand it. It's like I don't get it, bro. I really don't.
Yeah, that's weird.
I think Andre Drummond was brought in to be the scapegoat. Watch.
Yeah, I feel like we went on Bron enough. Let's talk more bigger picture with the Lakers before we wrap this one up. What you think is next? Like, because I think Bron about to have them blow it up. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I feel like it's about to be a fire.
See, this is the year where this is what's gonna happen now. LeBron always comes to teams. He shapes them and shifts them as whatever way he wants to have them, whatever players he wants around them. And then once he's done his duty, got his rings, and he's on to the next team, he leaves them in the dust to die. And that's up to the organization to bring it back. Luckily, your Miami Heat didn't let them die, but the Cavs died. The Lakers died when Kobe.
Cavs died twice.
The Lakers died.
Left from Miami. He came back, resuscitated them, and now they're dead again.
Yeah, but this is now the year we're seeing. He's in his final years here. He's got whatever, and he's gonna run out his contract and retire. I don't think he's resigning anymore. And this is it now. He's gonna shape this team one more time the way he wants it. Whatever is gonna happen, he's gonna try to get one more ring, and then he's gonna leave us in the dust. Probably convince Anthony Davis to leave too, and just fucking make us be terrible. We're seeing the closing years now. But what I think is really gonna happen.
Now in the end game.
If I have a prediction, it's the beginning of the end. Snap your fingers, Thanos. Schroeder probably gone, unless honestly, here's the thing. He declined a max contract from us in the middle of the season. To me, that means he thinks that he's better. He's a great player, and he wants to go elsewhere for that money. Now this playoff series. That is,
I think he might be one of those people.
Yeah. Do you blame him?
There's certain personalities that don't fit with Bron. Like, they just don't. Like, and like I'm saying this from experience. Like, watching certain players on my team who ended up having to get like kind of leave the Heat, not so much because they were bad players, just because they didn't fit with Bron. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you're not sucking his dick, then you got to get off the team because he doesn't fuck with you. Like, that's all it is, bro. It's you bow down to the king or you're off the team. That's why Kyle Kuzma's still on the team, because he accepts being bullied by him. That's the only reason why. But what I'm saying is Schroeder, the way he played this series, is probably not going to earn a max contract from us or another team.
Nope.
So if that's the case, we might re-sign him for like a year, a little bit of money if he can't find something else. But I don't mind him. I'll keep him. He's a good scorer. He cannot be our focal point guard, but I mean, sixth man again. He is one of the best sixth man of the year his whole career. So put him back in sixth man. Kuzma's probably gone. I just really want Drummond to stay. Everyone's hating on him so much. I just feel like they're not using him correctly. They just got to use him against his strength.
They need spacing. Anthony Davis needs to get up trying to be a power forward and play the five. They need to get a stretch four kind of guy. because they need spacing. LeBron is not a shooter. Like you said, he shoots a lot of threes, but he's terrible at it. He just wants to do it.
Yeah, he
He
thinks
is
he's
not a
cool.
shooter. AD had a really good shooting year in the bubble, but he's not a shooter from deep. He's a mid-range kind of shooter. So when you got LeBron who needs to attack, you got AD who needs to shoot in the mid-range, you got Andre Drummond who needs all his bucket under the rim, you have no spacing.
Yeah,
You have no
you
spacing.
need 3-point shooters ASAP. I'm telling you, Damian Lillard over, Bradley Beal over.
Spacing. They need to get
I'll give
Andre
you.
Drummond was overkill, and it was never a good idea to me. You already had Marc Gasol, who is a better perimeter player than Andre Drummond, and that didn't work. So you thought getting a slower, like more clogged the middle guy was gonna work. Like, yeah, he might help you with some rebounds, but that's not what you need right now. Like Drummond and Gasol both need to go. That's not the type of center they need. They could get a lower price center that kind of roll off the bench. You don't need one of those guys starting. You need somebody like a Jaren Jackson Jr. type of guy to play next to AD, like somebody that's gonna give you spacing and athleticism, and like you're not gonna win with that big plotting center in the middle.
Julius Randle
AD
back.
and LeBron, like you're not gonna win like that.
I'll give you Schroeder and Kuzma for hero. And Drummond.
Listen, I like Hero, and I don't think that he's gonna be gone, but I just think that there was a lot of overexcitement of him, and he was playing above his ceiling. Like the chips just fell where they were. Like, in the bubble, in that moment, he was playing above his ceiling, and now I don't think he's as bad as he was this season, but I don't think he was as good as he was last season. I think he's somewhere in the middle of that, which is a decent player. You feel me? I don't think he's ever going to be a star of your team, or you feel me? But
solid starter.
Or he could be that like catalyst 6-man type of guy. Yeah. You feel me? But that's really it. And I feel like the Heat might have missed a window to get that star level value for him.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. But that wraps it up for our West recap and reaction. Thank y'all all for tuning in. As always, like, subscribe, and comment. Let us know what you think. I'm sure it's a lot of y'all Bron fans out there, y'all Bron sexuals. That don't like what we had to say about your boy, but so let us know. You feel me? Y'all got to defend your mans. You heard? Because we coming for him out here. But as always, thank y'all for tuning in. We will be back with y'all shortly with a round 2 prediction episode, where we also gonna call that Game 7 of Clippers Mavericks. So lock back in with us. Y'all already know we out.